Hello everybody, welcome on back to another video on the Rich channel. And yesterday LEGO revealed a bunch of new LEGO Marvel sets. So in today's video we're going to be comparing some of the minifigures featured in those sets with how they actually look in the films. So before we begin the video, I just want to say that 84.8% of you guys do watch the channel and not subscribe. So if that is you, then make sure to smash the like button as well as subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss out on any of the latest LEGO videos from me. But with that being said, everyone, let's dive right into it. So first off, we're going to be looking at this Iron Man minifigure, and this is actually a comic inspired minifigure, and this is what the actual version of the figure looks like. This is the only one that's not based off any films. This is just based off a comic appearance of Iron Man, but overall I think it looks quite good and is a pretty accurate representation to the actual comic one. I would say the only thing is the art corrector should sort of be a bit more of an orangey color from this picture right here, and it would have been nice if they sort of gave him some shoulder piece as well to represent that section of the armor. But besides that, I think that the rest of it is quite good. Next up, we're going to be looking at the Black Widow minifigure from the Age of Ultron bike set, which also comes with Captain America. Comparing this with Black Widow from the actual Age of Ultron film, I think it is very accurate. The hairpiece is perfect. The face isn't that great. It is a very overused face. As for the torso and leg printing, I think that is absolutely incredible, and it is completely accurate to how the minifigure should look. It could have used some arm printing because Black Widow does have quite a bit of detailing on her arms, but it's not the worst thing ever. But I think the face printing is definitely the thing that lets this figure down. As for Captain America, the torso printing is quite accurate to how it should look, as well as the head and the helmet and such. However, it does have no leg printing or anything. I think it would have been better if they gave him some dual mode legs. I think that would have improved the accuracy a lot more. Even arm printing as well. Captain America has a lot of detailing on his arms, so the fact that they didn't give him any arm printing at all, you know, is very unfortunate because he doesn't have any of the white or anything or the red on his arms. They're just plain dark blue, so that is quite unfortunate there. Next up, we have Thanos. Now, this is not a new version of Thanos besides the face. The rest of the big fig came in the previous Avengers Endgame final battle. But comparing this to how Thanos actually looks, obviously he doesn't actually have any armor on his arms, which this scene is representing. But the actual torso printing and the leg printing is quite accurate. And I also really love the new face as well that they've given him with the angry expression. I think that is a bit more of an accurate depiction of how he actually is in the final battle, because he doesn't really have much of a smirk on throughout that scene. Next up, we have the Endgame Scarlet Witch. This is pretty much accurate to how it should be looking, with the pieces that they use to represent the magical elements and such. And the torso printing is quite accurate as well, with all the detailing, especially with the necklace and everything. So I do appreciate that. Scarlet Witch doesn't have any leg printing, but I don't think that was really needed because her legs are pretty much black anyways. And she does come with a new skirt piece now, which is great to see, which definitely adds a bit more of an accurate representation, and it makes it a lot more accurate to how it should look. However, the hairpiece, in my opinion, is a bit of an odd color and doesn't look how it should look. It should be darker. Next up, we have Valkyrie. Now, Valkyrie has no leg printing. However, the actual character doesn't have much leg printing anyways. So I think that is fine. Torso printing is quite accurate. I think that the gold, however, is a bit too gold in my opinion. It should be a bit more lighter toned, as you can see from this image here, unless this image is a bit more brighter than it should be. And then the actual face as well is fine. It's not the most accurate thing ever. I like the use of the hair as well and the cape. Now, moving on to the Norway home set, we actually have Spider-Man, and this is the Tom Holland's version. Now, this isn't a new minifigure. We got this in the first wave of Norway home sets in the Sanctum Workshop, but I just thought I would compare it with how it should be from the real film for just comparison's sake. It's pretty accurate, however, it should have had some arm printing, especially that they've remade this figure now. I think it would have been great to add a bit of exclusivity with this new minifigure by giving it arm printing. I think that would have definitely made this a lot better, but the rest of it is completely fine. Here we have Toby Maguire Spider-Man. I think this is actually completely accurate. I can't think of anything else LEGO would have done besides giving him dual molded arms. But even then, it's not really needed. It's not too necessary. He does come with the dual molded legs, which is great to see. Obviously, it would have been great if they had a bit of printing on the actual boots. Sort of how Tom Holland's Spider-Man did in the buildable Sanctum modular set. But the rest of the figure is completely perfect. Torso is absolutely incredible. And the head as well has some really good printing. I love the shaping and everything with the eyes. I think that is all very, very good. And even the webbing is exactly on point with how it should be. So overall, really appreciate that from LEGO. And I think that this is completely nailed. Next up, we have Andrew Garfield, Spider-Man, also known as the Amazing Spider-Man, of course. This one, again, you know, really detailed, honestly. I think that the arm printing, you know, would have been nice. Sort of similar to the Spider-Man minifigure that they did in 2021, where it had that arm printing. The one that came in the Big Daily Bugle set. I think I would have liked to see something like that with this minifigure. But, you know, even then, it wasn't too necessary. I think it just would have added a bit more extra to the figure. Comes with dual molded legs. I don't think it really needed any printing on the boots, so I think that's fine. Torso, again, is pretty good and is pretty up to how it should be. And the head as well has some pretty good printing on there. I think the only thing I'm not really a massive fan of is with the eyes. It has a bit of a shade at the top there. You know, I feel as though that's not too accurate. I don't really remember Andrew Spider-Man being like that. I think they should have got rid of that. But besides that, it is pretty on point. Next up, we have Electro. This is by far probably the best figure out of them all. I think this is completely perfect and completely accurate to how it should look. I honestly can't fault this minifigure at all. There's nothing besides the arm printing. You know, they could have included dual molded arms for him, but they decided to cheap out with that. But besides that, everything else is pretty much on point. Torso printing is to perfection. Leg printing as well is great. Even the face printing is really good. Love how they've got the electricity on his face there as well. And the hairpiece is a very nice, accurate use as well. And that is actually the same one that is used by Falcon from the Marvel CMF. So that's great to see there, as it is a pretty new piece that's been introduced. Next up, we have Doc Ock. Now, this is probably one of the worst figures, mainly because of how inaccurate it is. One, I'm not really sure why they've made the figure have a grey jacket, because the actual minifigure should have a green jacket. The actual character in this image is green with its clothing, so I don't know why they've done that. If they just put it as green or dark olive green, would have been perfect. But the detailing and everything on the rest of the torso and the legs is fine. I'm just really disappointed that they didn't make the coat green. Face printing is okay as well. I think that's fine. I feel as though the hairpiece is a bit of a letdown in my opinion. I think that they could have definitely used some better ones. In my opinion, they have a lot of different options that they could have used. And then next up, we have Willem Dafoe's Green Goblin. Now, the torso printing is really good. Absolutely love that. I think that is pretty much accurate to how it should be. But the leg printing, there's no leg printing on this figure. It should have come with leg printing. If you look at this picture on the side of the detailing on Green Goblin, you can see that he has an absolutely packed amount of detail on the legs. And the fact that they haven't put any detailing on the legs at all, it's just plain light green legs, is a massive disappointment in my opinion. Even the arm printing, you know, it would have been perfect if they just gave him that. Face is very good, and the hairpiece as well is absolutely perfect. Would be nice if they also included a hood for him as well, but I'm not really going to complain too much about that. But there we go, everyone. With that being said, this is the end of the video. I thought this would be a nice little fun comparison, as I know a lot of people have been really hyped for these new Marvels, especially the No Way Home one. And the fact that we finally got those figures after such a long time, I thought it would be great to see how LEGO actually did and compare them to their real life versions. If you did enjoy the video, then make sure to smash that like button as well as subscribe and turn on notifications. I'll talk to you guys soon. So peace out, see you later, and bye bye.